The withdrawal of United States troops from Afghanistan has been heavily criticized by global affairs experts and even the United States Congress. Well, this is because it exposed not only U.S. citizens but citizens of other countries working there to lots of risks, especially humanitarian workers. This sudden and unplanned withdrawal remains one of the main defining events of 2021. Moyo Thomas has details in this report and will return with business news.
After the deadly 9/11 attacks, the United States occupied Afghanistan after confirming that Osama bin Laden, a prime suspect in the attack, was hiding in the country. This military invasion eventually lasted for 20 years. From 2001 to 2021, costing the world power more than $2.3 trillion according to Forbes. It also cost about $300 billion to care for the 20,000 casualties of the war. This amount is nothing compared to the lives lost in the 20 years that the war lasted. About 2,500 U.S. soldiers reportedly died in the Afghan war, and about 4,000 U.S. civilian contractors. Afghanistan itself lost about 69,000 of its military force, 47,000 civilians, and 51,000 opposition fighters. These were probably major reasons why the U.S. decided to withdraw from the fight, but adequate arrangements were not made. Sights such as this evacuation process left a sour taste in the mouth.
They have pulled out after 20 years, and you can see even the pulling out is messy. It's messy. They should have taken care of all those who want to leave when they are in control of the country, in full control. Then they should have made the arrangement for all those they leave, and then now leave it to the Afghans themselves to take care.
The messy withdrawal has made some experts question the need for the invasion in the first place.
The idea that America had that time is that before terror, they believe whatever terrorist group has grasped with America. So one way or the other, the ultimate aim is to hit American interest. So their policy makers decided that instead of waiting for the attack to come home, let's take it out there.
We achieved our immediate goal, which...
The U.S. Deputy Ambassador to Nigeria in an earlier interview says the U.S. did the best it could at that time.
We achieved our immediate goal, which after about 10 years, to get Osama bin Laden and to prevent Afghanistan from becoming a base of terrorist attacks on the U.S. At some point, our policy, our presidents, over Republican and Democratic, over the last years have tried to make a cost-benefit analysis about how much are we investing in Afghanistan and how much are we getting out of it. And so when the decisions were made that we needed to pull out or we needed to draw down, the Afghan people, we tried to do as much as we could to get folks out. And as you saw over the last 2 months, we got 124,000 people out. And that was the largest airlift in history of the world. We are still working on getting people out. In terms of our own embassy commitment, we had a staff aide here who left in July, volunteered for the Afghan task force.
We were attacked. We went to war with clear goals. We achieved those objectives, and it's time to end the forever war.
The U.S. president also spoke in defense of the withdrawal, making promises to ensure every American wanting to leave was returned to the U.S.
And this is the untold story of what was going on in those final days of the airlift, was we were sending teams out to rescue people and get them to the airbase. And we couldn't talk about it at the time because that would jeopardize what we were doing. And so we made every effort to get every single person who raised their hand up to say we wanted to leave, to get them out. So I think we aren't telling that story loud enough. And the folks, you know, the individual who was saved is grateful, right? And his life and his family, his parents now have a second chance. So I think we need to look at really the heroism on a daily basis by our military, by our ex-military, by everybody who stepped up to process the applications for those individuals who are eligible to immigrate to the United States or the UK, etc.
Unfortunately, this has not been fulfilled in totality. The afterwards withdrawal also raised fears in the mind of many Afghans, as just 11 days after the U.S. troops left, the Taliban took over the capital, claiming victory. This led to the total collapse of the Afghan military forces, which the U.S. spent over $85 billion training. In the process, the U.S. airlifted more than 120,000 people that wanted to leave, leaving many others to face their fears. Fears that have remained valid even as Afghans dread the future they will lead under the Taliban rule, especially on women's rights. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.